They see that bait coming down the ledge and they think, oh, I got it pinned against the wall. Boom, and they grab it. Channel cats, smallmouth, largemouth, fish are moving up into there to eat.
Oh gosh, that butterfly just like almost landed on you. There's one. Ooh! Ooh! Ooh!
Oh. Oh, dude, he's strong,
That's
bro.
a big
This is
channel
8-pound
cat.
test. 8-pound fluoro, I think 12-pound braid, but I'm already up past my leader.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Chill Outdoors. Today's video, we're gonna talk about some of the most important things you need to know to catch some smallies, especially in a deep lake. Specifically in this video, we're gonna talk about Brookville Lake in Franklin County, Indiana. It's kind of southeast Indiana, not far from Cincinnati. So we're gonna get into what lures we used, where we fished, some of the key points and structures that you need to know about fishing a deep lake. I'll even show you where on a map we caught fish, and I'll tell you exactly what lures we're using. So let's get into it. But first, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, because I need to know who all's watching and who all's coming back for more. Only 4% of all my views come from my subscribers. That means a lot of you are watching my videos over and over and over, and you're not even subscribed. So before we get into it, hit the subscribe button. So let's get into this video so I can tell you how I caught fish, and hopefully you can go out and catch some fish, and hopefully we can all grow together and get better and better and better and keep pulling fish in the boat. Let's get into it. The lake we were on, Brookville Lake in Indiana, it's one of the deepest, if not the deepest body of water in Indiana. For the most part, you can go out into the middle of the lake anywhere and find 100 feet of water. It's the weirdest, craziest thing ever because I don't fish a lot of super deep lakes. So there is a lot of water that is completely useless for bass fishing. So if you want to look at it in this manner, it's almost easier to fish this lake than a lot of lakes because there's a lot of water that you can completely cut out. You can look at a lot of Brookville Lake and say, ain't gonna be no bass there. 90, 100, 110, 120 foot water. Yeah, you don't need to worry about none of that area. On this day that we were out there, the water was super stained. I was with my boy, Troyer. I will add his Instagram right here. You can go check him out. So it is a dammed up reservoir, but it is massive. I mean, it's a big reservoir. So all kinds of different structure, all kinds of different ledges and points and secondary points and flats and timber and bushes. Everything you could imagine, everything you would ever want to find some bass. So let's talk about the conditions of that day. So it did get pretty hot on us and the water was starting to get hot. Before we left, the water was 82 degrees, but when we started, it was like 75, which is like perfect bass fishing weather. We were targeting smallies over largemouth, but of course we plucked a few largemouth out. I'll try to add in some clips as we go, even though one of my GoPros like overheated and I lost all the footage. The water was extremely stained. The clear blue skies definitely did not help. And we didn't have hardly any wind at the beginning, and there was like no pleasure boaters out. That makes a pretty bad recipe when you have clear water, bluebird skies, water was getting pretty warm, and it's pretty clear water. You're getting into some tough situations. Started out and it was super foggy. Within 2 minutes of fishing, Troyer caught a smallie on a tube. And that was what he threw most of the day, and that was what found him the most success. I started out with actually a pretty big swim bait, which probably wasn't the best choice since we were looking for smallies, but I started out with like a 3.5 inch swim bait. Nothing, not even any follows. I don't think I even had any hits. It was so foggy we had to go straight across from the ramp, and we had to fish pretty close to the ramp. It was not what we were looking for, and it reflected that. We only caught 2 fish on a whole shoreline, several hundred yards of fishing. But the fog cleared out. We moved up north into the lake.
People do that all the time. Oh gosh, that butterfly just like almost landed on you. There's one. Oh gosh. Oh goodness. Ooh! 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 Okay, all right, we're going back this way. Come here, little buddy.
Dude, I got the net for you.
I think I only have like 8-pound fluoro on this leader. Nice. Nice. Hello, little buddy.
Here's one of the most important things you're gonna get out of this video. This is probably one of the best tips I can give you, and if you didn't already know this, this is gonna change the way you fish, especially in lakes where you can get a topographical map. Channel swings and ledges that are right next to shore. That is so key. In a lake that is massive, being able to identify key points where you should fish and then just completely forget about everything else, that'll save you so much time, because this first shoreline we went to, we casted what, 200 times each. So that is where we moved up into. This was all Troyer's idea. So go check his Instagram out. So we go up to this spot. We go up to a spot where the channel swing and the ledge are really close to the shore. So where we're casting, we're only 20 yards from shore, but we're dropping our bait down a ledge. As it comes back to us, it's going down a ledge that's down to 20 feet deep. And here's what the fish see. The fish are coming up to that ledge and they see my bait coming down it, and they think this is a perfect opportunity. They're predators, right? Bass are predators. They see that bait coming down the ledge and they think, oh, I got it pinned against the wall. Boom, and they grab it. Not to mention, as the ledge comes down, you'll have like little flats, and your lure gets down there, boom, guess what they're doing on some of those? They're spawning. Some of these smallies are still spawning. So I'm bringing it down this ledge, feeding fish are pinning it up against there, and they think to themselves, I got a great opportunity, I'm gonna eat this lure. And then I get on some of those little flats and I'm catching bedding fish. So I switched over to a drop shot and I was throwing a robo worm. Troyer switched over to a tiny little swim bait, like a 2.5-inch Kitech with a, just a little jig head. And he was getting so many hits on that thing, but he wasn't getting hookups. So the fish were reacting to it and striking it, but they weren't sucking it down. So he went back to the tube, and I think the tube is what he caught most of his fish on, even though he did pluck a few with the swim bait. So from there, we go up to a deeper ledge and a deeper flat, and again, Troyer's just plucking them out on the tube. Just a green tube. It's supposed to just look like a little crawdad flopping around, right? He was pulling them out of like 22, 25 feet of water. So if that is the way you like to fish, you can head over there and try things like this. Back to the ledge where we started catching a lot of fish, and we were still catching them. We went back over what we had already fished for hours, and still on the drop shot, on the tubes, we're plucking them out of there. That is how important it is to find those key areas. Those key areas where you could catch fish all day, midday, hot weather, hot water, waves, wind. The fish are gonna be in those areas. That's how important it is to find where the smallies wanna be. And in this case, it's on those ledges right up against the shore where the channel swing comes right up against the shore, and you have those quick drop-offs right from where the dirt meets the water. Oh, dude, he's strong,
That's
bro.
a big channel
8-pound
cat.
test. 8-pound fluoro, I think 12-pound braid, but I'm already up past my leader. You got him, you got him, you got him.
There we go.
Wow, look at that boy.
That's a good channel right there.
All right, we were just about to call it a day. My boy here caught himself like a 2-3 pound channel, and here's probably like what, a 4 or 5 pounder? That was a fight on 8-pound fluoro, drop shotting a robo worm on a mud line right at the edge of a road bed. These channels are obviously coming up here in this mud, the mud line right here, and trying to get themselves a little snacky snack. Now here's one of the most fun parts of the day. Even though we were not looking for this kind of fish, it's still fun to pull them in. So we got back onto a road bed. And when I say a road bed, I mean the road literally comes down into the water. And this was probably a 100-year-old concrete road. It comes right down into the water, and where it comes into the water, it's been breaking off in big chunks. And it leaves these big, flat rock, just boulders basically. And the fish love it. Troyer hooks into a little channel cat. So after he fights that fish for a little bit, and we get the camera put back down and everything gets squared away, I flip that drop shot out there, and guess what? Exactly where he was at, I hook up into a little bit of a bigger channel cat. That is a perfect example of how that spot is gonna continue to be good all day, because as the pleasure boaters were coming in, as the wind was coming in, as the waves were washing up the dirt, even the channel cats were moving up in there to get a bite of some live bait. They're in there, they're hitting live bait. The channel cat, smallmouth, largemouth, fish are moving up into there to eat the food that is getting pushed up against the shore and getting stirred up by the wind and the waves. You need to find those key spots. That is the biggest thing about fishing. And a lot of people overlook it. Everybody thinks there's like some kind of a special tip or a special process to find fish. There's not. Get on a topographical map, get on a navionic map, find those key areas. There's tons of information in the world right now on how to find fish. Here's the theme of this video. Not all shoreline is created equal. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Only 4% of my 300,000 total views are subscribers. So go subscribe, drop a comment and a like down below. And next video is probably gonna be a giveaway. We're gonna do a 3-month box subscription of your choice to whoever wins a 2,000 subscriber giveaway. We're almost up to 2,000. Gotta give away some free stuff. This is my boy Troyer. Hey, what's your Instagram?
Troyer.outdoors.
Troyer.outdoors. Go check him out. He brought me out here to Brookville Lake today. put me on a bunch of fish. We caught about a dozen or so fish each. A bunch of smallies, a couple largies, and even 2 channel cats back to back. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.